The wheel is spun. The ball is dropped. Will it stop on red, black, an even number, an odd, an angel, a goose, a winged cow reading Good Housekeeping? There's no way to know. All you can do is be ready for anything, and then be ready for that anything to change again with the very next spin. Mischance's infinite roads to knowing. Another story. Once upon a time, that time being morning in America, the mid-80s, there was a girl who wasn't quite so little anymore. She was in either a small city or a large town in the Midwest. She didn't know the name. What did it matter? They'd just come from another small city, large town a week before, and another week before that, and another week before that. In a few days, they'd be someplace else. It was a slow-motion cannonball run, Biddle had joked when it began. The girl knew the movies he was referring to. She'd seen both of them in the theater, the second one just a week before, though preteen girls were hardly the target audience. Over the course of one long, dark day, she sneaked into Cannonball Run 2, Star Trek 3, The Natural, Bachelor Party, and Friday the 13th, the final chapter. She spent a lot of days like that, abandoned in cineplexes, wandering from screen to screen, story to story, world to world. But she didn't get the joke. Biddle started to explain. Something about insurance policies, that they were taken out on cars that got stolen and wrecked and stolen and wrecked and paid for and paid for and paid for and paid for all across the country. But the girl's mother cut him off. She'd been calling herself Veronica lately. She had brand new jet black hair. In a few weeks she'd have new hair again and a new name. You know the rule, she told Biddle. The girl knew the rule too. Some quick change raising or till dipping they could use her for, the precious pet scam or the Jamaican switch too. She was an excellent roper, a competent cap, but there were plays they didn't need her for, a lot of them, and this was one. So the rule, don't talk to her, don't tell her anything she didn't need to know, keep her in the dark, a prop in the closet, gathering dust. Right, okay, Biddle said to the girl's mother, and he turned back to the girl and winked. Biddle knew the rule. He just chose to ignore it from time to time. Now, weeks later, they were in Genericsville, USA, and the girl was watching yet another game show on yet another motel television. Morning TV sucked. The Price is Right, talk shows, detergent commercials, news. There weren't any stories, and it was the stories the girl needed. Other people, other places, other lives, anything other, anything. Veronica was getting ready to go to work, though her work wasn't anything like the girl saw on TV. There would be no wacky office mates, no gruff but lovable boss, no laugh track. The girl's mother was going to spend the day visiting every insurance agent in town. She was dressed to impress, as she liked to call it. Biddle said it was more like dress to undress. Everywhere you go, you're going to have guys trying to give you a piece of the rock, he said. Veronica laughed. Only Biddle could get her to do that. Then she was gone. She didn't say goodbye. Why bother? She knew the girl would be there when she got back. Do you say goodbye to a chair, a lamp, the paper-thin towels hanging in the bathroom? Of course not. You use them when you use them, and you don't when you don't. Biddle will be leaving soon, too. He had mail drops to set up, mail drops to close down, connections to make, connections to break. But first he'd take the girl wherever she wanted to go. Almost. One time she walked into a school and found a classroom of kids her age and tried to pass herself off as an exchange student from London. She did an excellent English accent, courtesy of James Bond movies and the PBS. But it didn't matter. Questions were asked, things got complicated, and she ended up running out of the place and laying low at the motel the rest of the week. The girl never told her mother. Biddle knew, and he didn't tell on her, though he never took her anywhere near a school again. Not the kind other kids went to anyway. I think I can take the day off, he announced as a contestant on the TV hit Bankrupt, lost it all, and had to keep on smiling. Want to have some fun? Sure. Biddle's fun and other people's fun weren't quite the same. but the girl never said no. First, they went to Bob Evans and stuffed themselves. Can't skip the most important meal of the day, Biddle said. Those chocolate chip pancakes might feel heavy in your gut now, but before long, they're going to be pure energy. For running, the girl said. Biddle smiled, but there was no need to run, not then. They left without paying and did it so smoothly no one noticed for 10 minutes. After leaving the restaurant, they went to a party supply store and bought a roll of pink raffle tickets. Then they drove around while Biddle scanned storefronts and signs. Jackpot, he eventually announced. He pulled over in front of the Boys and Girls Club of Who Cares County. A few minutes later, he was walking out again with a stack of brochures and newsletters. People sure do love it when a man takes an interest in the youth of his community. What's the pitch? Fundraiser, of course. Raise $500 and your soccer team gets to go to Indianapolis for the state playoffs. It'll be a shame if you couldn't make it. Your coach was going to pay for the trip out of her own pocket. But after she came down with Legionnaire's disease, Biddle! Okay, you're right. Too much gravy on the steak and you get no sizzle. Just stick with the trip to Indy. Now, let's see those fish hooks. The girls pouted and opened her eyes wide. Beautiful, Biddle said. You'll be reeling them in nonstop. They found the right neighborhood, middle class, quiet, white, and the girl worked a few blocks while Biddle went to get cigarettes and to call a guy about a thing with some people. When he came back, she was sitting on a curb waiting for him. Half of her raffle tickets were gone, and she had almost $100 in her pocket. Are you going to stay now? She said. I don't want to be out here by myself anymore. Hey, it's the Boys and Girls Club, not the White Girls and Big Black Guys Club. I shouldn't even be sitting here talking to you. You just know the police are going to get a call about that. Then let's go do something else, something we can do together. This isn't fun? No, and I don't need the money anyway. I can't buy anything. My suitcase is too full as it is. You like your Atari. Don't you want another? So Mom can make me leave it behind like she did the last time? We have to travel light, you know that. And just look, you got the money for another, like she said you would. Well, I don't want some dumb game I have to play back in our room. I want to do something out in the real world, with you. Can't we see if they have an amusement park or water slide or something around here? An amusement park? Biddle looked thoughtful. There are a lot of scams you can pull off in an amusement park. Movement caught his eye, a flutter of drapes in a picture window. Time to roll. I think somebody's about to come and rescue from me. Let 'em try, the girl said, though she often fantasized about getting caught, arrested, even kidnapped. Just a few years before, she'd become obsessed with Sasquatch and the possibility that he would come and carry her off to his moss-covered cave. It would be scary, and she would miss movies and TV and books and Biddle. But at least it wouldn't be another Holiday Inn. Then one day her mother walked in on her watching in search of about Bigfoot, and the woman had laughed one of her rare laughs and said, all this fuss over a guy in a gorilla suit? And I thought I was the biggest bullshitter on TV, was Jim Baker. And the girl had stopped waiting for the missing link to steal her away. Biddle talked to a guy at a gas station. The nearest amusement park was 3 hours away, and it might not open till Memorial Day anyway. So Biddle bought 10 scratch-off lottery tickets and gave half to the girl. What are these? She said. Official lotteries were something new. Most people weren't used to states running their own scams yet. Those raffle tickets gave me an idea, Biddle said. Scratch off the gray stuff on these cards. Here, gently like this. Just enough to see the numbers. No words, just numbers. Then we'll have us some real fun together. You promise? Scout's honor. Right, like you were ever a Boy Scout. Biddle pinched the girl's cheek. That's my girl, he said. All the tickets were losers, but it didn't matter. They found 2 candidates. One on. A 7 would become a 9 after just a little careful work with Black Vic. On the other, a 5 would become a 6. Biddle did the 7, the girl did the 5. They agreed that hers looked better. They had a winner. Now we just have to find the right neighborhood, Biddle said. We may be in the Wonder Bread capital of the world, but they've got to have a wrong side of the tracks around here somewhere. It took them half an hour to find it. Another half hour after that, the girl stepped up into the middle-aged man pushing a shopping cart out of a discount grocery store. Can you help me? I'm lost. The man stopped. I could see that, he said. He was black, and so was everyone in the store and the parking lot and the streets around them. I was on the bus and I must have gotten off on the wrong stop, the girl said. But I didn't realize it at first and started walking around. And now I can't even find my way back to where I came from. All right, the man sighed. Here's what you want to do. He started giving directions. The girl nodded as if she cared. Then another man walked up. Excuse me, please, he said. He had a thick accent of Pan-Caribbean origin. I need your help. The older man rolled his eyes. This is my lucky day. Maybe it is, sir, the other man said. He held up a scratch-off lottery ticket. I think this is a winner, but I can't turn it in. Why not? The girl said. I'm not from here. I'm not supposed to be here. I don't have papers. I can't collect $100 from a state lottery. $100? Let me see. The girl grabbed the ticket. Wow, you're right. It's a winner. The older man peeked over her shoulder. He didn't get much time to look. Just enough to see the right numbers seemed to match. Where'd you buy it? The girl asked. Right here, in this store. And it can't be turned in here too? Yes, you'd get the money immediately. And then I'm supposed to come out and just give it to you? No, I'd give you $20. Hey, the older man said. He had a what am I, chopped liver look on his face. How do I know you wouldn't take it all, the girl said. The man from Trinidad, Haiti, looked offended. What a thing for an innocent little girl to say. How do I know you wouldn't try to keep it all? Maybe you would accuse me of being a thief when I tried to collect my money. He snatched his ticket back and turned away. I'll find somebody else. Hey, the older man said again. Wait, I know how we can do this, the girl said. She jammed a hand into her Jordache jeans and pulled out a wad of crumpled bills. She counted quickly. I'll give you $28 right now. Then you just give me the ticket and we can be done. $28? I don't know. The older man whipped out his wallet. I can give you 39. No, 40. That's practically 50%. Cash on the barrelhead. He thrust the money at the other man. The other man took it and handed over the ticket. No fair, the girl whined. It's only fair the ones with farm animals and cotton candy, the older man said. He swung his cart around and headed back into the store. Good luck catching that bus. The other man and the girl stalked off in different directions. They met again 2 blocks away on a quiet side street where they'd left the car. Told you it'd work, Biddle said. He unlocked the passenger door and let the girl in. Then walked around and slipped behind the wheel. It's crude, though, Biddle went on. There's got to be a way to spin it into something more than a nickel and dime short con. The big lotto jackpots, that's the right angle to play. The girl was looking out the window. The houses lining the street were small and old. A few were boarded up. The rest looked like they should be. I don't like it when we take money from poor people. If it's good enough for McDonald's and Mogan David, it's good enough for me. I'm not joking. Neither am I. Hey, I finally got family in neighborhoods like this. Believe me, plenty of these people are just as greedy and stupid as the rich people up the road. So I discriminate. It just doesn't seem... The girl stopped herself. She wasn't even sure if she was about to say fair or right or something else. But she knew the look she'd get. She got it anyway. Biddle cocked his head and gazed at her with eyes filled with pity. Sometimes I forget you're not a midget, he said. Oh, blow it out your ass. My word, Biddle gasped. Wherever did you learn such nasty language? Then he smiled. He knew. Look, he said, are all rich people bad? No. Are all poor people good? No. So what makes them different? Money. Biddle shook his head. Luck. Dumb luck. Some people are born Kennedys, and some people are born here. It has nothing to do with who deserves it. Hell, nobody deserves anything. We don't deserve a Russian bomb to fall on us, but it might at any minute. So we may as well buy us some ice cream with the money we didn't deserve to get today. I don't know, Biddle. You don't know if you want to go to Baskin Robbins? No. I don't know if. There was a hard rapping sound. Metal tapped the glass 3 times. The glass was on the driver's side window. The metal was the barrel of a gun, pointed at Biddle. The girl made a sound that wasn't a word and wasn't quite a scream. She wasn't surprised, though. Not entirely. Some part of her had been expecting this for a long, long time. How long could you do wrong and not be punished? Forever? No. There had to be a sometime. There had to be a finally. And here it was. Give me your money, someone said. He sounded young and angry. All the girl could see of him was his plain white t-shirt. It hung on him limply, like a toga. The body beneath it was lean. Biddle pulled out his wallet, then rolled down the window and handed it over. He was moving very, very slowly. Men with guns either want respect or to kill you, he told the girl once. If they don't kill you right off, just give them the respect and you'll be fine. Hers too, the boy or man outside the car demanded. He pressed the gun against the side of Biddle's head. Come on, come on! Slowly, calmly, Biddle held out a hand to the girl. Her hands were shaking so badly, the bills she pulled from her pockets rustled and fluttered like wings. But she managed to give Biddle every dollar she had, and he brought it all to the window, and then it was gone. The gun and the t-shirt disappeared too. The girl could hear footsteps slapping on asphalt hard and fast. Don't look back, Biddle said. He was staring straight ahead. After a long minute, he started the car and put it in gear. He was still moving, slowly, slowly, slowly. He drove away slowly, too. The girl felt lightheaded. Her scalp and feet tingled. There was a low buzzing in her ears that sounded like the static between TV channels. Her hands were still shaking. A sob was welling up in her chest. Biddle burst out laughing. He laughed and laughed and laughed. More than a block went by before he could even speak. Round and round she goes, he said. Where she stops, nobody knows. It's not funny, Biddle. It's not funny. Biddle stopped laughing, but he couldn't keep the grin off his face, even as he looked over at the girl and saw she was crying. Oh, don't get upset, sweetie. Everything's fine. The universe just has to mess with you every once in a while, that's all. It's over now. Before you know it, you'll be eating Rocky Road on a sugar cone. What are we going to do? Steal it? That asshole took all of our money. And the girl began crying even harder, though it wasn't the money she was crying about at all. Biddle let her cry for a while. Then he pulled something small and stiff from his shirt pocket and put it on the girl's lap. Now, see there? The girl looked over at him, sniffling. Biddle was still smiling. We've got another lottery ticket, he said. His smile grew wider. People like us always do.